For more on the current situation in Gaza, let's go to Khodr Zaarour. He's a professor of political science and international relations at North Carolina State University. Thank you very much for your time on our program today. It certainly is a long, prolonged, horrific situation in Gaza. Every day there are, somewhat 80 to 100 deaths. Just today alone, 92 people seeking aid were killed, but also many with malnutrition were killed in the last 24 hours. What do you make of the current situation on the ground in Gaza when we're hearing about verified reports of Israeli officials shooting into the crowds of hungry people seeking aid?
Thanks for having me. Unfortunately, this is becoming the norm in the last, 22 months. And of course, it shows there is a division within Israeli politics. The battle shifts back and forth. But they are consistent in one thing, that is starvation of the Palestinian people of Gaza, and certainly determination to clear or depopulate the Gaza Strip. So it's not an incident, it's a continuation of the same policies for the last 24 months, even before then. Israeli policies have always been, like I said, made consistent over time, and that is to depopulate Gaza and, build a new, greater Israeli polity in the region.
Right. Now, many Palestinians had sought refuge around the Deir al-Balah region after being displaced several times from other parts of the enclave, and I believe that many in the north are being pushed further south as well. Is this an indication of Israel's military expansion, or is it Israel's way of squeezing Hamas to make concessions for a ceasefire?
Well, this is the fifth war with Hamas, and Hamas has not been defeated. The only solution really is for a two-state solution, if that's still a viable option.
How is that a viable option? Do you think that is something that is on the table for not just, Palestinians, but also for regional powers?
Well, as the Israeli politics moving far to the right, it's no longer a viable option. But nonetheless, this is the international expectations, international law. The U.S. law since 1990 or 1973, that was the norm. That two states solution is the only solution. But the Israeli right is making that an impossible solution at this point.
Yeah. So we know that Netanyahu and Trump met last week in Washington. The Israeli Prime Minister made a statement saying that he was working toward a 2-month truce in Gaza. These talks seem to have stalled. Where does the Hamas-Gaza ceasefire stand right now?
Yeah, as I stated earlier, this is the fifth war with Hamas, and there is no end to this situation. 2 months a truce doesn't really solve the problem in the long term. Therefore, the only really option is a two-state solution where the Palestinians need to have a state of their own, and we don't want to go back to the same, to square one again, where we have continuous violence. So I think the only option is really for the Palestinians to have hope, a state of their own, a capital in East Jerusalem, as the only possible way out of this crisis.
But you yourself has just said that that's not possible under the current Israeli government, perhaps not possible nor under the current US government. So given the circumstances right now, what can happen? How can Israel be held to account?
Well, as long as the U.S. and Western European powers protect Israeli policies or look the other way, the Israeli right will continue to marginalize Palestinians and basically tarnishing any possible hope for a Palestinian state. So unless and until the international community stands up, led by the United States, the continuous of fighting, this is going to be the norm for the near future.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Khodr Zaarour, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.